in a way, the place which does the speaking for you and represents to you, takes people's guards off so that they do not seek revenge, and maybe they even pity you. People talk about speaking the same language. This meant having a winner attitude or being ambitious. I don't know, but I made the experience in my job that you want to be close to people down to earth. You want to be around them so that you can easily sneak into their conscience, talk about stuff, talk about everything they aspire, and help them to discover themselves so that you can watch them, that they turn back halfway through because they got scared by what they saw. They got scared what would happen when they would not wear their masks anymore. Fear of being oneself is the driving force of consumer capitalism. And of course, with my clothes and house came a woman. People started to talking about me, whether I would be normal, whether I would be gay, whether I would be heterosexual. All this, there were actually a lot of rumors. I didn't care much, but when a customer once asked me where my wife was, and that maybe his wife and my wife could sit together, I understood I needed someone to be with me. Maybe, and I thought about women differently. I knew that you needed a better half to pitch sales. I knew that I somehow needed a person around me, but somehow I felt uncomfortable. I still had this fear from my youth. So I started watching soap operas. I started watching all those stuff what young people used to watch when they are in love or when they are desperate. I wanted to gain experience, what it would be, what it would mean to have a relationship, what it would mean to have someone around you. And the more I watched it, the more I became uncomfortable. Having a woman around you, I never thought about this. You have to share everything. She's around you 24/7. The most scary thing I could imagine was that you would sit there, that you would not know what to say to her. I mean, of course, I was a talker. I was a sales talker. This was part of my job. But I could not imagine talking about something without any purpose. I was a simple guy. For me, everything had to have a purpose. If I want to work, I do. If I work, I do it for money. If I want a house, I buy it because I have a roof, so that I have a roof above my head. If I'm hungry, I eat food. I don't care which food, as long as it is saturating and it satisfies my hunger. I didn't think intricately. I didn't think out of the ordinary. So I could not grasp what lovers talk about if you don't talk about a purpose. I heard and read that women talk about things in order to maintain relationships. For me, this was just ridiculous. This would be small talk without a purpose. This is just you are being polite. I thought to myself, if I want to be polite, I just greet someone politely, but I do not talk with him for hours about nothing. Of course, it is an art form to talk about nothing for hours just for a purpose to maintain a relationship. Yet I felt uncomfortable. I could not imagine having someone around you. Or the worst thing, if she is a working colleague. And it always is said that when you love someone, you share everything. You sacrifice your own individuality to be with someone. So you always, and you even change the way you are thinking. You do not think at yourself anymore. No, you think at others, and it all comes natural. But the single most fear I had is that what would happen when you have someone around you 24/7. This would inevitably force you to wear your masks, even in your private home. What I feared that you would be under surveillance 24/7 by the person you love or have feelings for, so that you have to be very careful not to stray from your mask, so that you always have to premeditate your behavior according to your mask, so that nothing is out of the ordinary. What I feared was that I would lose the ability of being free, lose the ability of just being with myself, with my thought, so that I would be forced into a tight corset, that I would be watched, and this would inevitably sooner or later exhaust me. I could not imagine how some couples, people who assume that they're lovers, how they could manage this. How could they live even for years pretending to be someone wearing masks? Because I knew from my job as a sales person, no matter what, people like to wear masks, even though it may be ridiculous, even though you see through them, yet they will react vexed and even annoyed if you remind them or make them aware that something in their story, in their perfectly trimmed appearance, that something is not adding up, something is weird. I knew that this would be very difficult. And I understood that love is all about having something, or to possess someone, to possess a beautiful woman, or possess someone's social abilities, someone's social appeal, to some sort of adorn yourself with it, and show the world that you could make it, that you could make this person love you, that you can trick the world that you are lovable, or that you are desirous, whatever you want. And yet it is the human purpose. Never in human history was love so much talked about. And many people seek in love, possession, recognition and self fulfillment.